there's a part two to the mind fuck video. I refer to it as mind fuck, mind bleep, mind sex. Now in this video, as you know, I try to keep it short. In the future, I may make an extended version of my videos, so I can do some deeper teaching and teach you, my brothers, about the game, which is really not a game at all, but it's good for you to know so you can grow. With that said, let us begin. Mind fuck, part two. Mind bleep, part two. In the first video, for those of you who haven't watched it, go watch that. That is mind F_CK. I talked about how a lot of you brothers try to get at women, any man really of any race, trying to get at women and you can't get her because you're too busy trying to penetrate that woman physically, rather than learning how to first penetrate her mentally, how to stimulate her mind, how to stimulate her emotions, get into her psyche, and everything else will be yours. I talked about a form of dirty talking that's not creepy. I talked about flirting with her, sexual innuendos. In this part, I'm going deeper into what I call the programming of the woman. Some women you speak to tend to always pick the wrong man. Most women do. And you can be the perfect guy, but she happened to pick the wrong guy. That's when you, as a mature man, start to realize that your game is not what necessarily brings that woman in. Women also have something called a womb tattoo, I call it. I call it like a mental tattoo. Something that happens in her vagina with the first man that ever slept with her. And this is why, for those of you who are into biblical scripture, I'm not talking about Christianity, I'm talking about the book, not a religion. For those of you who understand scripture, that is why a virgin was promoted so much. And in many other ancient cultures, people who are in even pagan occults, they believe that there is a higher value on a virgin woman. Not a born-again virgin woman, no. An actual physical virgin. Because the man she first slept with did something to that woman's body. Whether or not she was aware of it, it stayed in her mind. And now scientists are starting to catch up. And they're saying sometimes a man's DNA may be found in a woman's brain, especially if she gave birth to a male son for that man. A man was created to program his woman according to his nature. And many wicked men have programmed women to becoming very wicked women. And when you brothers meet these women, you can't stand them. And this is why. Today, we're going to get into Mindfuck Part 2. Teaching. My brothers. I just want to teach you, my brothers. I want you to know the spiritual and the science behind the physical problems that we face, especially as black men. Now, this affects white men, Asian men, East Indian men, it doesn't matter. But you guys already know I don't mind teaching everyone, but my channel is dedicated to my brothers. So with that said, if you like what's being said so far, pause the video. Go ahead, pause it. And what you're gonna do is, you're gonna subscribe. You're gonna like it. You're going to hit that bell icon. You all know I'm new. I'm trying to grow. Share my knowledge on YouTube. Pass it on to your best friend. You got a homeboy, pass it on. And when you or your homeboy sees it and hears what I gotta say, go ahead and subscribe. So take a moment and pause to subscribe. Then resume the video, and I'm gonna keep dropping knowledge. With that said, a woman is mind bleaked. She has been in sexual intercourse with a man before she physically lay down for that man. She pictured it in her head that that man was already penetrating her, whether or not she's a virgin. And it is even stronger when she is a virgin. Because when she's a virgin, she has barricades of fear and worries and what her parents might say, what society might say, what's next, will this guy leave? And this guy or boy, depending on how old they are, managed to get past all of her barriers. He broke down her mental walls before he broke down her physical walls. So understand, this woman now is programmed and conditioned to be attracted to similar men as the man she first slept with. Sometimes the first 2 or 3 men she first sleep with. And here comes you, my brother. Mr. Her past does not matter. And you wife her up. You pick her up. And you may not be the same character as the first man she ever been with. And she knows that. And she probably prefer your character over the first guy she ever been with. However, that is not what makes her vagina wet. So you get married and you hear a lot of men say, I get married and sex was cut off. Now, you're in the situation called marriage blue balls. You are married and committed to one woman that refuses to have sex with you unless it's pity sex or she just really wants it. You could get in the mood for her, but she won't get in the mood for you. And eventually divorce happens. Cheating happens. The home is broken. Baby mama now. Ex-wife now. Baby daddy over here. Children are scattered, getting molested by stepdaddy. Because you guys know these women pick a lot of creeps after they break up with you. Because you did not understand the science behind the mind bleep. The mind stimulation. Some guys call it the womb imprint. I call it the brain tattoo or the womb tattoo. If you are not the character of the first man that slept with her, and you don't remind her vagina of that same submitting sensation, and by submitting I mean you submitting her, the same way that first man submitted her, you will eventually lose her attention, and you will lose all interest in her eyes. My brothers, white men, black men, Asian men, East Indian men, Native American men, I don't care. There is a reason why ancient cultures valued virgins. It's not just religious. It's not some man's ego. A woman is biologically created to be submissive to you. She is programmed to be submissive to you. If you don't believe me, let me show it to you. Have you ever seen a woman that is arrogant? She's an alpha female that doesn't want to listen to any man. She won't take orders, she won't take instructions, and she will not refuse teachings. But when you are in the bedroom, if you do not dominate her, if you do not sexually submit her in the bedroom, if you don't fully take control over her body by the way you breathe on her, the way you blow on her, the way you run your fingers down her spine, and the way you move the D in her, the way you whisper in her ears as you perform these actions, the way you let her feel your heavy, deep bass of masculine breathing. If you do not do that, she does not like the sex. That is proof on the physical, primal, beast level of how a woman is programmed to submit to you. And what you guys have done, you listen to society. And society makes you a simp. It makes you a beta male. You're into chivalry. You're into gentlemen. But women are not attracted to that. I'm not saying be a jerk. I'm saying dominate every aspect of that relationship because you are a man. You must get in her head and program her the way you want her programmed. And if she's not a virgin, be very careful of the men she dated in the past because they are never truly gone. Go all over YouTube and look up the womb imprint. Science about finding a male child DNA in the woman's brain, and even psychological effects that a man's sperm has on a woman's brain when he ejaculates in her mouth, in her womb, or she even comes in contact with it. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is not plainly physical, it is also spiritual. The world is not just the basic motor science that you see. There is very small chemical science that our science have not even discovered yet, but ancient civilizations knew about them. These things are not new, they're just resurfacing. And on the Mr. Lemba channel, I'm willing to open your eyes as a man on every aspect of manhood. And that's why I ask you to tune in, subscribe. Some of you guys are giving me emails, shooting me emails. I don't even have time to answer them yet. So I know you like my stuff. Some of you guys share my stuff. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you can keep getting my stuff. These teachings are intrinsic. They are important to you so you do not fall in the pit of Western culture. A culture that teaches men to be weak, bow down to women that are whores, accept physical abuse from any woman that just want to hit you. You have to give away your paycheck and let her figure out what she want to do with it. She could take away your kids, you have to pay alimony or even child support for a kid that is proven not to be yours. If you guys listen to my video, Dear Men, do not sign the birth certificate. This is what I called mind sex, mind fuck, mind sexual stimulation, mind bleep. A man can program a woman, you can do it, but make sure you don't have a whore because she's already programmed by someone else. With that said, let what I said sink in. Rewind the video, listen to it again.